Thanks for joining us today. Today we're talking about apples, apples, apples. We are going to be using my apple peeler, core, and slicer so you can see how that works. And then we're going to do a quick apple crisp recipe because apple season is right around the corner, and so we're going to talk apples today. If you are new to our channel, I appreciate you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, we are going to be doing 1,000 subscriber giveaway when we get there, so you won't want to miss that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, let's talk about apples. So this is my apple peeler core slicer that I got from my mother. It is a Pampered Chef brand, but all of the apple peeler core slicers work in basically the same way. So I'm going to show you exactly what peels, what cores, and what slices, and then we'll see it in action. But these three tines right here is where you place the apple. You place the apple stem side first, and you just line it up as best you can. Then as you turn this, the apple will come forward, and this assembly will peel the apple. This assembly here will core the apple, and then there is a blade here that will slice the apple as it's going through. So let's take a look at this in action. Once you have it all the way through the machine, you can pull this part off, and then all you have to do is take a knife and slice through, and you have perfect apple slices. So once you've pulled off the core, you simply push the lever over there, and that allows you to pull that all the way back and add another apple. So for this easy apple crisp recipe, again, that I got from my mother, we are going to be using 6 to 7 sliced apples. I'm using 8 because I like a lot of apples, and also because these apples that I'm using were a little bit small, so I'm going to use 8 apples. So once you've got all of your apples sliced, then we need to add, for the filling, 1 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and my mom's recipe says a dash of salt. So we're just going to put a little bit in our hand. Okay, and you'll want to mix this up. Make sure you get all of your apples good and coated like this. And it will start, just like any fruit, when you add sugar, they will start to get juicy. Sometime this week we are going to have an update on our chickens and chicken coop. Dan is working on the second run so that they will have more space, because they are definitely getting bigger and could use the room. So once you've got the apples good and stirred up, you're going to take a greased 9x9 baking dish, and you're going to put those in here. Now, I do want to tell you that when it's apple season and there is a lot of apples that you have to process, a lot of times I will make this particular filling in batches, and then I'll put it in a gallon freezer bag and I'll just freeze it. And that way, during the winter time, when you want a quick dessert, or anytime you want a quick dessert, you can just pull one of those gallon bags out, stick it in the fridge and let it thaw, and then you'll be able to do your apple crisp really quick. Well, this apple crisp needs a topping, so that's what we're going to do next. When I was young and my mother made this recipe, It called for a fourth of a cup of each of the topping ingredients, but we really loved the topping and we always wish there was more, so I always double the topping recipe. So here we have a half a cup of butter. To that, we're going to add half a cup of packed brown sugar, half a cup of oatmeal, and half a cup of flour. Now we're going to mash that with a fork until the butter is all incorporated. If you have a pastry cutter, you could also try using a pastry cutter, but usually it doesn't take that long to get the butter incorporated. Once you get all that incorporated, it will be a little crumbly, and that's what you want. So now with our apple crisp, you're going to have to use your hand because there's no other way to do it. You're going to have to take some of this and just So now this goes in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour or until the apples are done.